Danny DeHeck, aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. I earned that nickname from being in the New York Times. They had a whole page about my quest to name and shame anyone running a Ponzi scheme or a scam. Now, what happens when scammers you know and you've been researching for months decide to come to your hometown? What would you do? Well, let me tell you my story. First of all, let's have a good look at these scammers. The people in the photo here couldn't make it to the event, and let me tell you why. Some of them did and some of them didn't. They were meant to have Diego's. Now, if you're not familiar with Diego's, we've got him on his Instagram 4 hours ago. And here he is, and you can see him posting a photo of him driving around in a Bentley. And you can have a look through his glamorous lifestyle, and the people that he acquaints himself with. And this is a guy who is a scammer. Well, would you believe, because I notified Stephen Connors, which I'm going to read out the 3 people that were at the event last night.
Tony Mark Seymour, Steve Cardoz, Frank Everard Stace.
So Frank was the CEO, MC I should say. Tony was the guy introducing Stephen, and Stephen was a guy that I texted about 3 days ago. And I said, Stephen, is Diego's going to the event in Christchurch on the 9th of February? And he wrote back, yes, he is. And I said, I look forward to seeing you there on the day. Great. Anyway, then somehow we managed to get a warning published with the FMA, which is the financial regulations for New Zealand, saying that WEWE Global possibly could be running a scam. And it was also on Radio New Zealand at 2 o'clock news that this company is coming to Christchurch and they potentially could be running a scam. So I had a reporter ring me up and I said, look, I'm going to go to the event. I want to take a couple of photos. I'll get them for you. The reporter said they probably won't let me in. I'm going to go along anyway. He got refused entry. So I went along and I walked in like I owned the place. And here I go. There is Tony Mark Seymour standing there looking at me wondering who I am. Do you think he recognised the Ponzi Scheme Avenger? Let's play the video. It's only a few seconds.
Sorry, who are you?
Oh, I'm nobody actually. It's a lovely venue. And my biggest regret, which I'll tell you just after this finishes, was the fact that I said I was a nobody. And I should have replied with, I'm the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. He chased me out the door. And the funny thing is, he nearly tripped up on the speaker cable when he came after me. And then he yelled out the door, you're not welcome here. They know who I am because we had the whole event recorded. Now, I'm not going to play the recording, but I'm going to listen to it. And then I'm going to pause this video and I'm going to tell you about the facts. So if you were at the event, no doubt you heard their spiel. And I was actually taking notes and I was going to do the bullet points. And I thought, how can I actually give you my 2 cents worth by not trying to play the video? I don't want to play the video because I don't want this video removed. But a lot of the stuff they said at the event, which I've never been to, was just stupid. And I just want to go through those points. Now, I've got to tell you a funny story about my friend Diego. Now, if you don't know Diego, I'll put you onto his Facebook page. This photo on the left-hand side was put on his Instagram account 4 days ago. And he lives a pretty glamorous lifestyle. Now, funny enough, what do you think happened? Well, when I messaged Stephen telling him that I'm now not going to the event because I'd been texting this guy and he thought I was a friend because I've just read about the warning the FMA had put on their website. He wrote back to me and said, who's this? And then told me about the difference, the meaning of the word could be. It was stupid. It was like he was giving me a dictionary definition of the warning that the Financial Institute for New Zealand had put on their website. Long story short, he wanted to know where I got the information from, or I can't even remember how it worked, but basically what I did, there was a guy called Jonathan, and I basically said Jonathan had notified me via his mailing list not to attend the event, and because of because it'd been flagged by the FMA. And Jonathan, his key man in Auckland. So it was a bit funny. Had a bit of fun with these guys. They're all a bunch of idiots. You can't take them seriously. But what I wanted to do with this video is I want to play the video and then answer it for you. I haven't told you the most exciting part of this whole video, have I? Diego couldn't make it to New Zealand. No, he was too scared that his legal team that doesn't exist, there's no such thing as a legal team, it's just all bullshit from scammers, that his legal team advised him it might not be a good idea for an Italian who lives in Dubai, who's been to Sydney recently, coming to New Zealand to run a conference promoting a scam, all of a sudden isn't coming to New Zealand because he got notified by the FMA that they could be potentially running a scam. So he's trying to save his bacon. But these idiots that were running the conference basically told everybody that he was worried that his visa might be declined at entry, so decided not to come. And now he, and also Gorman, which is the other guy, which I've been tagging, who is an Australian who lives in Norway, well, somewhere in Norway and Dubai, all over the place. He's the second guy, I think it's that way there. That guy there, I'm scratching his nose. That's Goldman. He was meant to be here as well, but they're in the Gold Coast and they're ready to go to Century Cove and run another event. But I'm actually out there at the moment talking to the authorities in Australia, telling them that these guys are running a scam. And also, they've already been flagged by the New Zealand Financial Institute, so might be a good idea for Australian companies to do the same. So hopefully in the next 24 hours, there'll be a warning in Australia about WEWE.Global. And that's how we roll when you want to come to my hometown and try to push your stupid scam down people's throats. Anyway, hopefully I've made clear on that. So they flew over, I think they flew over Stephen or Mark to make up for Diego not being able to make it. But it's nice that you're still driving around in your Bentley, Diego. I think that's quite a crack up, to be honest. Obviously, you can have all the lavish lifestyle you like, but you're too chicken to come to New Zealand when you've been flagged for running a scam. That's just good news. Right, so I'm going to listen to some of the seminar. The funny part at the start, off memory, I can remember, they actually talk about myself, and they talk about how they're going to go after me legally, and they also talk about how they're going to clean Diego's name from the misinformed information that the New Zealand Financial Institute have found out about Diego. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to pause this video as I go so that I can collect my thoughts. I'm going to listen to it and then I'm going to come back in and tell you some of the claims that they made on the night. Okay, so here we go. So Tony said that due to the misinformation that was out there, it's going to be addressed legally and nothing changes. Even though they've been flagged as possibly running a Ponzi scheme in New Zealand, they're going to carry on as normal. Then he said that they're also going to go after people that have produced videos for profit. I'm trying to build up a YouTube channel. It's hard work. Make sure you do hit the like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the bell, and you'll be notified when more videos come out about dirty scammers. And for the records, I don't make enough money to merit the time I spend on this. I make about $90 a month on my YouTube channel. So it's not about the money, but that's what these guys claim my motive is. My motive is to name and shame anyone running a Ponzi scheme or a scam. That's it. I don't care. You know, I don't use my YouTube channel to survive financially, and I don't invest in crypto opportunities where they rip off people, just for the record. But anyway, that's their statement and that's their claim. That's what they reckon that I'm doing this for, and it's not. But I'm quite amazed that they actually talked about me on the stage. I think they thought I was going to bust my way into the room and cause some sort of ruckus halfway through their event, which would be stupid if I did that. Don't want to do anything illegal. I leave all the illegal stuff to you guys. They talked about me as a serial pest who likes to take a photo and duck out again. I'm actually the crypto Ponzi scheme avenger, mate. So he addressed the audience and he said, what you're about to listen to is going to be one of the best opportunities that you've ever heard of in your life. So he said that Diego apologized for not being able to be there tonight. Something about not being able to get into the country. Oops, sorry about that, Diego. Now, Frank seemed to be the MC of the night, and he talked about how Tony and Stephen actually jumped on a plane and come over for the event because Diego obviously couldn't make it to the event, and nor could Gorman. So that was quite funny. So I didn't realize that, but Frank obviously opened the meeting. And then Stephen and Tony decided to jump on a plane from Adelaide, which would have cost them a bomb, and come over and help him run the meeting. Otherwise, Frank would have been left all by himself to run the meeting all by himself, which we would have all died of boredom, right, Frank? Now, this part of the meeting was quite funny. He said that they would stay around afterwards and answer the questions. And after the meeting was finished, they Skyped. They didn't stay around. They didn't even give the audience any opportunity to ask the questions. They said because of the current climate, they would ask you not to record and also ask you not to video or don't do any live streaming at the event. In fact, they gave you a piece of paper and a folder so you could take notes. Now, I did manage to get a full recording of the meeting, and I have descripted the text. So if you do want to listen to that full recording, you email me and I will let you listen to the digital version of that. So let's just say, when they said that we could take notes, I just had an expert in the house that just managed to take notes and kept up with every single word that they had. Isn't that fantastic? So now I can tell you what information they will try and push down your throat at a WEWE Global event. And one other thing, he said that this is a private event and only members or people that have paid to be there. And he said obviously it was something that the gentleman was trying to make a meal of. I'm a vegan, mate. Anyway, so I walked into the event an hour before it started to take some photos. And I just so happened to bump into Tony, who was preparing the meeting beforehand. So in case you've just tuned in, we're going to go back to workshop mode and we can see a lovely event. And there's Tony. He's coming after me. He's chasing me out the door. And you can see he wants to know who I am and what I'm there for. So that was quite exciting, I must say. Anyway, they know who I am now. And apparently I'm just doing this because I've got nothing else to do with my time. And I don't really want to name and shame people who are running schemes or Ponzi schemes. So you would have to ask, why do I want to do this? Well, yes. I've been doing it for 12 months. I've produced over 200 videos and it's not really paying the bills. But I used to be a Jehovah's Witness. And I used to listen to the men on the stage preach to me when I was a child up to the age of 23. And I used to believe everything they said. Now, these guys aren't going after they are going after baby boomers, but they're going after people that are heading towards retirement. They're going after people that don't have any education when it comes to crypto. There's not young people sitting in the audience, 18 to 25-year-olds. No, they're going after people and they're telling them that they don't need to be educated about crypto to invest in this platform. And they're not even selling the cloud-based computers. They're actually selling passive incomes. And they're telling people they're going to get high returns on their investment. And when the guy, Stephen, rang me up, he said it was an investment. Then he corrected himself and said, oh, it's not an investment. So it's just a whole lot of porkies, to be honest. All right, so let's carry on with the next bit. So Frank is introducing Stephen and Tony. He's only known them over the last 6 months. And he introduced Stephen as the Oceania manager who looks after Australia, New Zealand, the islands, and Malaysia. And so this guy that's running the event has only met these guys in the last 6 months. Now, Tony and Steve reckon they've known each other for 30 years, but you can basically guarantee that Tony and Steve have been scamming people for the last 30 years. Oregano Coffee is one of the ones that they had been scamming. And if you're lucky, somewhere down the track here, I'll tell you about the other multi-level marketing things they've been involved in. On to the show. So Steve starts talking, and first of all, he likes to tell you a story about his history and who he is. And this crypto genius is actually addressing the audience by telling them that his background is actually, he's a civil engineer, which wouldn't be what you would expect. But what he's doing there, as we listen on, he's basically trying to form a relationship with the audience, telling them that he knows nothing about crypto. Even when he was talking to me on the phone, he was explaining he doesn't understand all the technical jargon about cloud servers and hardware and the like. He's just a simple layman. And now he's relaying that story to the audience, trying to build that relationship with them to say that you're the same as me. I don't need to know anything about this crypto stuff to invest. We just need your money and leave all the rest of the technology to itself. Let's carry on. So he continues to talk to the audience like they're stupid. He carries on saying things like he didn't understand anything about the technology that he got involved in. And he was looking for like an opportunity where he didn't have to work for a living, passive income. And this is what really makes me throw up in a bucket, is these guys should be talking about their cloud computing thing. They shouldn't be telling you stories about their lifestyle and what they're trying to achieve, because that's what they're trying to sell you, is the passive income opportunity. Nothing about the actual mechanics of what they're selling, because the mechanics of what they're actually selling doesn't exist. In a few minutes, they will talk about the companies that they have and how they're established offices in 7 countries of the world. Every single one of those companies, we've researched their address. One of the buildings has been vacant since COVID. Another one is a church, and one was a hairdresser. And on the video I did previously, you can go in there and see every single one of these companies that they've registered. These real companies they've registered don't even have real offices. It's disgusting. Now, I've been busting other Ponzi schemes like Stable.io, HyperVerse, and the like, NovaTech. Now, NovaTech were using Regis as their registered company office, which is a shared office space. Stable.io, I did a video about them, which is Sam Lee's new baby. They had offices in London. I checked up the address on those, and they were actually Regis as well. And then the very next day, they updated their Regis office to one in Tokyo. So it's just, absolutely pathetic. In here, they talk about how they've been audited. My video previously, I showed that these auditors, let's say you've got that much code, and you submit that much to an auditor, and it fails. Then you can add that much code back into it and use the same certificate to say it didn't fail by much. It's just dumb. So all these audits that they do and these claims that they make can't be substantiated. And they say they don't want to go into the technical data because they don't even know the technical data themselves because it's not in their background. So let's carry on and listen to Stephen a little bit more. So next they went on to talk about technology and how it's evolving all the time and how it gets more simpler. So what they're basically saying, it doesn't matter if you don't understand all the jargon now in the blockchain, the ecosystem and staking and minting and all that sort of stuff, because it's going to get clearer. And he uses a parallel of a cell phone. So he's saying this cell phone here, everyone knows how to use one of these, but no one knows how it works. One guy in the audience put his hand up and said he understands how cell phone technology works. Good on you. But this is the parallels that they've been using so that they can bamboozle people, because they're not going after the young generation. They're going after the heading to retirement people who've got funds to invest in this passive opportunity. Remember, they're trying to tell you they have a product or service. They're trying to sell you things like they've got travel. They're trying to tell you that you're going to purchase some hardware. Now, at the end of this video, I probably will have time to play Tony's message to me. It's a 10-minute long conversation, with Stephen, that I had with Stephen, explaining to me about the cloud computing options and how I can actually get hardware delivered to my door if I invest in WEWE Global. It's ridiculous. These guys do not even know what they're talking about, and here they are on a roadshow promoting ways for you to lose your money in an investment opportunity, and they're claiming that they don't even have that they're not offering financial advice, and they're telling you it's not an investment opportunity, and they're offering you rewards for helping them build their empire. So Steve wanted to leave you a message, and his message was, don't try to understand the technology and the nuts and bolts, because that will bamboozle you. That's basically what he said in his message to everyone. Do not try and get your understanding around how your cell phone works. Just press the buttons and talk to people, okay? But give me your money. And the worst part of his statement there, he said, your job is to understand the benefits that this technology will give to us, the rewards that this technology will give you. That's all you need to understand about. Now, Steve did say that he was really grateful and very excited to be at the conference. And he said that there was another conference planned earlier on, but he unfortunately got sick. Someone that he took the money from, who invested him, actually bet him up and put him in hospital, and he was fighting for his life for 2 weeks. Nah, I just made that up. But don't let the truth get in the way of a good story. But anyway, one stupid thing he said is, did you realise that Adelaide is Christchurch's sister city? Never say that to a room full of New Zealanders. Of course we know that. It's Aussies that don't realise that New Zealand exists. All right, let's carry on. So Tony was the next person to take the stage, and he thanks Frank for organising the event. And he said he was on the phone at 3 o'clock in the morning organising the event simply because the crypto Ponzi scheme made his life hell, and obviously Diego couldn't make it into New Zealand. So they were probably wondering whether they should pull the pin on the event or continue, which I think is absolutely friggin' ridiculous. So now he's saying to Frank, who lives in Oxford, and I've got all his details, phone number, home address, the whole 9 yards. Let me know if you want it. Anyway, Frank's good at organising events, asked Tony. So he said a lot changes in 24 hours. He said that Diego had his bags on the plane, and the legal department that I know doesn't exist, last minute told him it would not be a good idea to come to New Zealand because of the FMA warning. They delayed the plane as they got his luggage off the plane. What a victory for our team that has gone out fighting to stop WEWE Global coming to my hometown. What an awesome job. Well done, everyone. Woo, 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 woo. Anyway, so Diego is now on the Gold Coast. Not a bad place to be until the authorities catch up with you there, and we're working on that as well, Diego. And don't forget Goldman. Yep, we know where you live. You got a Norwegian wife. You spend most of your time over in Norway. Have I got that right? I think I have. And anyway, so you're in the Gold Coast as well, and you're going to Century Cove. I've already rung up the hotel, and we're also putting a complaint in for the Novotel Christchurch Airport Hotel that are a part of a chain of hotels, and we're putting a complaint high up because we warned you about hosting this event, and we also contacted you on the day telling you guys that the FMA had put out a warning about the company that you were hosting. So we're going to put a complaint into the Hotel Association of New Zealand about the way that you handled the matter. So the funny thing that they mentioned about Diego, which I must mention, is they were using that, the reason he had to take his bags off the plane and didn't come to New Zealand as proof that he actually really was coming, rather than the fact that he was worried he was going to get locked up by customs or immigration. Now, I literally rang up customs. I didn't ring up immigration, but I did ring up customs. And then I put a complaint into Crime Stoppers as well. And we also got told that Diego normally travels with a lot of money. And I was hoping like hell he would come in and not declare more than $10,000. If you've got more than $10,000 on you and you don't declare it, you get locked up. I notified every government agency I could, and I put out so many warnings to people, and also I produced a video trying to stop you guys running the event. Obviously, they ran the event. It was a shambles. These guys were on their back foot, and it was a victory to the crypto Ponzi scheme avenger. Oh my God, I'm listening to Tony, and he's trying to form a relationship with the audience. He's telling everyone that Aussie, as an Aussie, he loves New Zealand, and he's asking who follows the cricket, and he's just doing all this small talk, telling you all about how much he loves New Zealand. And then he says, I love Auckland. He forgot that he was in Christchurch and not Auckland, so he made a bit of a faux-pas on that one. That was quite funny. And now he's going to tell us a heartfelt story about crypto and his lifestyle and his 4 children that are all a bunch of losers that are on the dole, basically, and haven't got any money behind them, and they won't listen to him about getting into crypto. I think that's what he's going to talk about, but let me have a listen and I'll give you an update in a few minutes. Oh, I had to stop the recording there. No, he's starting to talk about how he loves rugby. Now, last time I went over to Australia and there was an All Black and an Australian game on, they didn't even televise it. Well, I couldn't find it televised anywhere in Australia. It's league, and that funny thing they do around with the wee shorts. I think they call it football, Australian football. Do a search for Australian football and see what costume they wear. They always wear these shorts that are too short. But to sit here and try to form a relationship with an audience and talk about rugby when you're an Aussie, not a good idea. All right, let's carry on listening. Well, I'll carry on listening. I'll tell you what I'll give you my 2 cents worth. Oh my God, Tony's a diesel mechanic by trade. So there you go. You don't need to know anything about crypto to invest in crypto. You can be a diesel mechanic, stand up in front of 150, 200 people and tell them all about a crypto opportunity of a lifetime. So Tony's building a relationship with you by telling you about his 4 single children that don't have any money at all, can't afford to buy a house, and it's just doom and gloom But here's an opportunity that if you're in the same way, you can listen to what he did and make lots of money. And this is the beginning of something good. Let's carry on listening to Tony. Wonder, are you single, Tony? So Tony goes on to tell everyone how he had a fantastic company and did really, really well, but that was back in 2009. Then crypto started up, and then he started up another crypto company where he started educating people about crypto, and that's where I'm up to so far. And now I think we're getting up to the part where he met Diego, the man. Woo! So the company that he had didn't have the same vision that he had for where crypto was going. So did I press pause? No, I didn't. That's good. And so he sold his shares in the company, and then he met, as I said just a few minutes ago, Diego. This is a bit crazy. But anyway, he talks about how he sold his company, did really well, started up another company, sold his shares, and then he had to get a job working for the man. And he didn't like working for the man because the man controlled everything he wanted to do and didn't have the freedom of passive income. So how well did you do the fact that your money ran out, that you had to go get a job? That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, and then the classic part, he said, not everything goes to plan. And he said, a bit like this conference, meaning the disruption was a pain in the bum for them. I'm very proud of that if you haven't noticed. Okay, I'm back. I went out for dinner and I've come back. I'm back into it. But you wouldn't know that because you just a split second ago, here I was talking about something I can't even remember. So this part of the meeting is where Stephen is talking about how Tony introduced him to the crypto opportunity of a lifetime. And the problem that Steve felt was that there were so many scams going around in the crypto industry, he didn't want anything to do with it. But his good friend Tony, well, they both thought that this one was a good idea. So Steve said to Tony, there's so many people losing money left, right and centre that Steve, Tony, one of the two, had to look at this opportunity of a lifetime. And here they are today, now presenting in front of 150, 200 people, an opportunity of a lifetime not to be missed, because this one is completely different. No, it's not. So in the conference, now Steve talks to Diego, and he seems like a really onto it guy. So then he decided to put $5,000 in it, and then he would get his own minting machine. And the rest is history is what he's about to tell us, which you can't hear, but I'm listening to. So the interesting fact about that is he's actually grooming people in the audience to take the largest plan that they have available. But the silly thing about it is majority of people just take the smallest plan. So what they're actually doing is going after the low-hanging fruit and getting people to invest the small money, not the large money, because the large money is a lot of money. $5,000, not many people can afford to throw that into the wind. So you probably think, I'll just do 500, and that's what they're really selling. Okay, so Steve and Tony were still a bit dubious about getting into the crypto opportunity, but when they spoke to Diego, he told them to come to Dubai. And in Dubai, he could meet the legal team and the compliance officer. Now remember HyperVerse? They had a compliance officer called Joe Hill, and she was an ex-convict. I can't even say it. And she was actually going by another name. We found out her real name. So can you imagine WEWE Global's compliance officer? And if you meet this guy, he's going to look you in the eye and go, I'm the compliance officer. Give me your $5,000 and we promise you that you'll be buying a computer on a cloud-based system that is a bit of hardware, cloud-based on a virtual machine. That doesn't sound right to Danny. So Diego realized that these guys couldn't get to Dubai, so he decided to get in an aeroplane and fly to Adelaide and show Steve and Tony the roadmap, their vision. Now, if you go and look at the white paper on WEWE Global's website, it's 91 pages long. Now, just to put it in perspective for you, Bitcoin, the biggest Bitcoin in the world, their white paper is 9 pages long. So you can only assume that the white paper isn't a white paper, it's a sales pitch to give you lots of faith and give them lots of credibility. But the reality of it, if you break down that white paper, it's not worth printing it as toilet paper. Oh my goodness, more shocking news. Steve and Tony only heard about this 13 months ago, and they use words like if, may, when, all those words that are going to happen in the future, but it's not happening now. And you have to have belief. And a lot of the videos I watch is talking about having faith in the ecosystem and not understanding it, but just going in the right direction. And these guys, one's an engineer, and the other one, I've forgotten what he did, but I think he's a hairdryer mechanic, something like that. They are going to lead you the way to the future of the ecosystem. Now, you may not know much about the ecosystem, and you may not know much about the blockchain, but if you heard of Facebook, now Facebook spent $11 billion building their version of the metaverse or the ecosystem. And then they've just laid off a couple of months ago 11,000 people due to lack of interest of their metaverse project. They're still doing it, but if a company like that can spend $15 billion with a B and lay off 11,000 staff, then how do these companies with a handful of people manage to travel doing roadshows and promotion tips actually going to pull off their version of the metaverse? Not only that, they're going to conquer the world, and they're all doing the same stupid sales pitches. Let's carry on. Oh my God, Diego's vision is huge. And they said, can he do it? And Alassio, which I can't pronounce properly, but I presume he's the CEO guy. And if you look at my beautiful picture, the guy on the, hold it, you got to see me. That guy there is the big chief. He's he's LYOPAY, which is apparently at the moment not doing anything spectacular when it comes to running LYOPAY. So I've heard on the grapevine. Now I've got to pause this and let's get on to the next part.
I trust you. You've flown all the way to.
So Tony tells us that he's flown to Dubai a couple of times now. He's met Diego a few times, and he just told us that he's not an idiot. And he has got a reasonable understanding of how the crypto works, but he's quite happy to stand in front of 150 people and tell them that he has an opportunity of a lifetime, that he doesn't really understand everything about it, but he's trusting in one man, which is Diego, who couldn't get into the country, couldn't get into New Zealand because he's too scared. His legal that doesn't exist advised him it may not be a good idea to come and scam Christchurch, New Zealand, because there was a FMA warning saying that this could be a potential scam and telling everyone to be careful. So he still believes that Diego is good to go. So he keeps on saying that no matter what people say, this is the real deal. And if you don't think it's the real deal, what you've got to do is get on a plane, go to Dubai and meet these professional con men face to face and make your own decision. Don't look at the hardware. Don't read the white paper. Don't do any research about the fake companies and the fake addresses. You've just got to fly to Dubai, meet the people, look them in the eye and know they wouldn't lie to you and you can trust them. These guys have been doing scams, multi-level marketing for years. They are not to be trusted. However, Steve and Tony, who have been friends, mates for 30 years, have made the decision to trust these guys, and now they're telling people in the audience to trust them as well. Okay, he just said he's got offices in the UK, Singapore, 3 offices in Dubai, and I think Malaysia. I can't remember, but every single one of those, if you go into the white paper, go to WEWE.global, go to LYOPAY, go and download the white paper, you'll see those 7 companies listed, and you can go and check out the actual address of each of those companies, and you'll find that the buildings that they belong to are empty. One of them had no one in it since COVID. Another one is a church, and the other 2 are registered to. There was about 6 or 7 businesses that have used the same fake address in their paperwork, claiming that they are located at that address. And this is not just for registering the company. This is where the offices are meant to be working out of, are all fake addresses with no one at them. All right, so part of his speech was talking about the scare tactics of not relying on your central banking system. And he's talking about that we need another form of currency that we can be part of. So when the banks do all their corrupt deals, that you need something to fall back on or use. So LYOPAY is all about a payment gateway. And this is where it gets really ridiculous. Because what they're actually saying to you is that crypto is going to be the new way that people handle money. And also it's a great way of avoiding tax. Anyway, so the funny part about that is that everyone at the moment wants crypto regulated. Now, if it's going to be regulated, and if it does get to be regulated, which I'm not a big fan of, then it's just going to be ridiculous to think that this whole sales pitch is flawed, because if it does get regulated, then crypto theoretically would be no real difference to regulated money that's in the bank. And I don't know about you, but when I put my money in the bank, we have pretty good banks. I don't lose money. I don't, like if I put money in crypto in January 2022, for example, I potentially could have lost 80% of my money, but I didn't lose any money leaving my money in the bank. I know they don't pay interest. But why put it on a platform that offers high interest and then you just lose the lot? And the other thing, if you have a real job and you sell a product or a service and you make a profit because you run a good business, you put that money in your savings. And then if you had $10,000 in the bank and you put $1,000, you theoretically have made 10% interest. So that's my reasoning on it. So they use these scare tactics for people, telling us that the world is doom and gloom, and then the only way forward is to invest in the most shadiest platform ever that they're providing and put your money in there, and it may be their vision may come true. So it's just scare tactics and making people think that they have no alternative but to invest. I have spoken to people that have taken their money out of their pension funds and put it into crypto opportunities like this and lost the lot. I had a guy phone me telling me that his family had left him in charge of putting $5 million into HyperVerse and lost the lot. I had another lady who told me that her husband put $150,000 into HyperVerse. I know this is WEWE.Global, but a lot of HyperVerse people have come over to now start promoting WEWE.Global. And he put in $150,000 and lost a lot. She decided to find another get-rich opportunity, hoping to trade herself out of it, knowing it was a Ponzi scheme, put $10,000 in and lost a lot. So now between them, they've lost $160,000. Honestly, my email box is full of people every day telling me they've lost money to crypto scams. This one is no different, and that's why I speak out. Luna One, they had a currency where they told people that if they could they did a pre-sale of their token that was going to hit one of the exchanges. They could only get it in one exchange. They did a 3-month marketing campaign, and everyone could buy their token at 15 cents on the pre-sale. On launch day, they dropped it on the market at 5 cents. They spent 3 months marketing to people, telling them they're going to drop it on the market at 25 cents. So people instantly lost money. I've got over 30 people that have come to me telling how much money they've lost in Luna One. So this isn't the first rodeo for me. This is something I do every day. I spend 85% of my day fighting these scams. I don't get rewarded like these guys do. When Stephen phoned me, I said, if I had $50,000, I said to him, I don't feel right when putting in $50,000 into this opportunity of a lifetime, knowing that the person that introduced me would get $10,000 of that money straight away. And this is what it is all about. They pretend they've got cloud-based mining, and they've got these, computers where, what do they call it? Minting computers. We're basically saying you can print your own money, which is stupid. Next will be NFTs, which I haven't seen in this one yet. And then you basically, we've got a product, something substantial. It gets stupid because what they're actually saying is there's a computer hardware that you will get if you want to. But then at their conferences, they're saying, oh, not everyone wants hardware. Buy a virtual machine on the cloud. And, and that's buying hardware. It just contradicts itself, that very statement. Anyway, let's carry on and let's see what these guys have got to say. I'll see what else I listen to and I'll give you my 2 cents worth. Okay, he's handing it back to Steve now. He just said to Steve, he looked at the audience and he said, now's your chance. Now's your opportunity. Don't miss out. And he passes it back to Steve. Thanks, Tony. So let's see what happens next. And just so you know that I have got a recording, have a listen.
Yeah, I think I've got the one on my. Thank you, Tony.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, so let's see what Steve has to say now. Or maybe it's Frank. I think it's Steve on there now. They're doing a bit of a tag team. Okay, so they just said that this is a solution, not for the banks, not for anyone else except yourself. And they're now encouraging people in the audience, because it's all scripted, this thing, is that now is the time to make a solution, not a solution, a decision. And you need to make a decision. No pressure. Let's carry on. All right, so now they're doing the presentation. The first part they did, they brought up a disclaimer. And they basically said, WEWE Global is a company that has partnership with global entities, which basically means they don't have anything. And they said in the virtual world that we live in these days, it's not uncommon to have things that are outsourced. So that's the first part of the disclaimer. The second part, which I'm going to listen to, but before I do listen to it, I'm going to assume it's the same as everyone else. And they will be telling you that they're not financial advisors and this is not an investment opportunity. This is a reward system. Now I'll have a listen and I'll come back in a second, which will be a millisecond for you, and let's see what they say. Oh my God, they just added a little bit. They're a brokerage system. So they're just the middleman. That's basically what they're saying. Let's carry on. All right, so Steve's just explained to people that they're not financial advisors, and he's just given you some more clarity, and he said that he's actually an engineer and he's not qualified to give you any financial advice. And it's not about profits or guaranteed returns. And it is, but we do offer rewards for people because of the activity that happens on the ecosystem. The exact wording, because I've got the whole lot scripted here. This is shocking. This is standard stuff. And these guys they're all smoke and mirrors. Just imagine standing in front of somebody who's using smoke and mirrors to make magical performances. This is just like going to the circus. So he's just given a big lecture about currency, gold, and how people exchange, money for services and the like. And now he's just used the internet. And he's asking people in the audience, he's going, how many of you guys believed in the internet when it first came out? And he said, now everybody is online. Everybody in this room is online with their cell phone. But that would have been a groundbreaking opportunity to get involved in the internet way back then, but few people believed it. And that's the same as crypto. So don't miss the opportunity. Hey, Steve. So what he's trying to do now is convince the audience that they need to get involved in crypto. It's not too late. It's only 14 years old. He's telling us that 4.2% of people have crypto in the world. So it's only in its infancy stages. And people just need to embrace it and get in bed with it. Did you know that Bitcoin is limited to 21 million coins? So that means they can't mint any more coins. There's once 21 million coins have minted, that's it. But every single other coin underneath that, they can literally produce more coins on the fly. So that's a very unstable market. So if you are looking at buying any Bitcoin, any cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is the only one that's sort of like locked in at a certain number it can produce. However, it does seem strange because I did have some Bitcoin once upon a time, and I could buy part of a Bitcoin. So that's but every Bitcoin that you have part of, there's actually a serial number or a code for every Bitcoin. I don't know if you knew that. And another bit of information that is a bit useless, but let's say I went in and I wanted to buy a new Tesla, and Elon Musk said to me I could buy a car. I could use my crypto to buy the car. On the blockchain, that transaction could actually take up to 15 minutes to be verified. Not like when you're using your FPOS card and it's instant, because it needs to go through a whole series of computers to check the authenticity. Now, that's a good thing in a way because that transaction can't be spoofed, and that's why the blockchain technology is quite good. However, the speed of the blockchain is very slow. So if you went into a dairy and you wanted to buy something like they're telling you on your crypto card, then that transaction for that bottle of Coke could take up to 15 minutes. So a lot of companies are now coming up saying they have their own version of the blockchain. And this is where it all starts to get silly. And many companies that I've been busting say that they have a very fast, the fastest blockchain, especially like Luna One, Apollo currency. They tell you that their currency is gold backed. And the claims that I hear on a daily basis from these new crypto opportunities is just ridiculous. Another scam I heard of the other day called Coin Bull Market. I've forgotten exactly what it is. It's one of my videos back. They were offering $500 reward if you signed up for them, and everyone rushed in and signed up for these $500 USDT they were paying out. But now it turns out that once you sell or refer up to $5,000 of sales to your friends and family, they'll pay out that USDT reward. But lots of these claims they make are just so unsubstantiated. So let's carry on. This guy's using scare tactics, telling you that if you don't get involved in the crypto industry and use their platform, you're going to miss out. So he said that you need to start educating yourself. He said at least start educating yourself. And this is the bit that's going to get in your subliminal mind, and then you'll be able to make a better decision. So he's using words. NLP training goes down a lot with these guys. They drop words that your subconscious mind doesn't pick up until it comes to the end, where they say you need to make a decision tonight to buy a piece of hardware that's going to turn up in your doorstep that you can plug into their version of the blockchain, and then you're going to earn the rewards and you're going to live a great passive income life. Blah. Right, and in case you haven't picked up on it, he said that basically WEWE Global is a DAO. That means there's no decentralized autonomous organization behind it, which basically means if you want new things to pop in to the system, you basically put it out there to the majority of people and they will vote, and then once they get 51% vote, it will be introduced into the system, which just sounds like an ideal world. Whoop, burpees. Okay, so the engineer, Steve, is trying to explain to people what a smart contract is. Now, if you go to my website, deheck.com, after you've pressed the thumbs up button, would be much appreciated, and you search for jargon, you'll find a blog of mine, and it basically lists all these terminologies and what they mean. I used AI to write me an article so I could better explain the jargon that is used. And they've just talked about smart contracts. Now, smart contracts, pretty smart. Basically, you can say when something meets the criteria of this, and this, it automatically goes away and does something. Years ago, I used a platform called If Then What? And that was a piece of software which is very similar. And if you posted on your Facebook page and you posted with this term, that term, and this, it would automatically post on your pin address and your Instagram account and do things automated. So it's talking about a system that is basically, you have 100,000 people and they all vote for something, it ultimately works, and then you may have a smart contract which basically outlines a few clever things that you want to happen if a certain criteria meets. So let's say your smart contract says that you want Labour to be the government in New Zealand, and if Labour is the government, and if Labour does make the let's say the minimum wage $22.50, then you want to automatically close down your business because you can't afford to sustain the business any longer because people who earn the minimum wage are making you bankrupt. Just using that as an example. Not that I'm concerned about the new minimum wage that's just gone up in New Zealand. Let's not get political. Okay, all right, let's carry on. I'll see what else he's got to say, and I'll come back in a minute. All right, now the presentation's getting good. I've got to the part there where they said, if you help the community expand, you will get rewarded for it. And he says, who likes that? And everyone's going, very, very quiet audience he's got there today. So there you go. There you have it. There's what they're after. Now, if you help the platform expand, let's see what they have to say about that. And this is where multi-level marketing comes into it. And this is the carrot that they're actually selling. All right, so he says that we offer products and services that we have with external parties. That's what he said at the conference. Now, how does that work? So you would think that somebody like WEWE Global, who claims that they have products or services, would own products and services. So what they've done, they mentioned Hotel Club a wee while ago, and now they mention that you can actually have WEWE Travel, I think it's called. Could be wrong. Or LunaPay Travel, or Luna Travel, I think it's called, and they have alliances with other people. And this is where they get the claim that they actually have products or services. But it's ridiculous. It's like going to Westfields shopping mall centre and saying that if we bring in X amount of customers, will you get a discount on your products that you're selling? And of course, a lot of those people will go, yeah, we'll offer 10 or 15%. Then they go out there and claim that they have their own mall. And you will get discounts if you shop in our malls, but they're not their malls. All their products or services are other people's. It's ridiculous. Okay, so this part of the meeting or the presentation, he's talking about the benefits of being a member of LYOPAY. Now, I'm not going to sit here and show you the hell of a lot, but he's made claims that you can actually get discounts on a whole lot of things. Now, they have discounts with people because they have partnerships with people. Sounds like one of those glorious travel cars. But having a look at the back end of the website that I logged into, which I was having difficulties, because today my website has had a denial server attack. And I'm not sure if it's Stephen McCullough from Luna One or Apollo Pay who's doing that to my website, or I don't know whether it's WEWE Global who's doing a denial server attack onto heck.com. But it doesn't bother me because I have hosting with WP Engine. And WP Engine are not sponsoring me to say this, but they are friggin' fantastic at fighting denial server attacks. So don't bother doing it or just piss off. I don't care. But anyway, I'm just having a look at the back end of their website. And I'm looking for a place to actually be able to potentially buy an airplane ticket. My shop. There we go. So let's have a look at my shop. Products. Let's have a look at the products. And as soon as this video goes live, I probably will lose stuff. So the products that I can invest in, I can buy a travel voucher for $500. Well, I presume that would be 500 USDT. And I don't know how I go about redeeming it. So you can buy up to $100,000 worth of so you can, it will turn into it's too big a money, $350,000, and you get tokens along the way. So let's have a look. Purchase history, my pin codes, my subscriptions, invoices, community. I can't see a place here to actually purchase accommodation. So maybe you need to buy something first and then you see it. But you think you'd get to a checkout area. Well, let's have a look at the services area. There's nothing in there. My shop, my zones, pin codes, my subscriptions, member activation fee, my invoice, community channel, my business, rewards. So if you can theoretically get a discount, is this something that's in the future or happening now? I'm just a layman. I'm not a crypto genius. Oh, travel. Let's have a look. So let's go and see if I can buy some travel. Ranking progress, first level progress, direct income, end tour. Oh, is this a rewards? So how do we work this? Maybe I need to give some training and maybe I need to spend time. So let's have a look at products again. So I go into the products and it looks like the only thing I can buy is a package to give them USDT so that I can do something. So let's see how I can go about buying something. Loading. I can use Ethereum, tokens, or Bitcoin to buy stuff. Confirm purchase. So, payment method. Select a package. So let's select a package. Confirm price. Let's do that. What do I have to select? I don't know. I'm going to purchase. Oh, hold it. Let's go. Move that bar. No, it's above my pay scale. I'm going to use that. And now what do I do? Confirm purchase. No, I can't figure it out. So I give up on that. So let's go to cloud minting. Purchase. I'm going to go get some cloud mining. All right, so I want to buy some cloud mining, and here I go. So I'll get cloud mining. Oh, mint tokens. Oh, my head earns already. It looks like this is just a way for them to collect money from me. So, billboard. Now, where do I buy my travel and where do I book my accommodation that he talked about? No, I can't see anything in the back end of their own website. Why isn't it blatantly obvious? All right, so I'm not going to bore you guys. Obviously, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sure somebody who's in here that's booked themselves accommodation may know what I'm doing, but you would think my shop or shop history, purchases, farming, all these things. It looks like a smoke and mirrors website, if you want my opinion. I do not understand. I'd probably have to have some training. Let's go to the frequently asked questions. All right, I don't want to get distracted, but anyway, this looks confusing to me. Hope you enjoyed that. Right, I'm going to carry on listing. I'll put myself back on pause while I listen to the next exciting thing at the Novotel Christchurch Airport presentation. Alrighty, that was painful. Listen to 10 minutes of him telling us how wonderful their company is and how they have physical products. And now he's just said that they're starting to have physical products, which means he hasn't got any physical products. So while I was listening to that for 10 minutes, I was flicking through their website and I'm looking through all the stuff that he's telling us that they've got. And this bit at the bottom, join, share, rewards, is what it's all about. So I looked at farming pool 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and then you go select. And the idea is that you're meant to buy a package. That's just one part of the website. I don't understand what farming pool is, but there's a way for them to make money and you to give it away. And then they have a training area which goes through and you can learn everything you need to know about cryptocurrency. So that'd be the education center. And then that way there you can learn to become a marketer or affiliate marketing person. And you'll be as clever. And then this is the disgusting part. This is their rules table. And this is talking about the percentage that you get. Now, it's 15%, 10%, 5%, 2%, 3%, 1 by 1, 1, 1. Now, if we just add that all up, there's 25, 30%, 35, 37, 39, 41, 42, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 47% of the money that gets introduced to this platform is given away in rewards. Now that is disgusting. So that means that how can a business sustain itself? Because they need you to sell a membership to at least 2 other people before this all falls over. Yes, you might be able to one day be able to get hardware, and I presume that when you get your own hardware delivered to your door, you do wonder why you couldn't just go into Noel Leemans and buy the similar hardware and, because it all runs on their blockchain. But what they're actually talking about is things that are going to happen, but nothing is actually happening right now other than building a large community of people that are going to scam each other. And then they're going to go, I didn't realize it was a Ponzi scheme. So the other pages on the website was here, and this is about giving more money, buy. And I've gone through the whole website. I cannot see anything about travel. All I can see is about you buying packages and getting involved and getting wound up inside a Ponzi scheme. This is not, I'm thinking of one that I did years ago. Years ago, I used to sell computers to people. He used to ring me up and go, I've just gone and got a computer from Noel Leemans on hire purchase, and I want you to help set it up, because I used to set up the internet for people. And long story short, I think it was, I forgot what it was called, Fortuna. Some of you old guys out there might know the one I'm talking about. But Fortuna was one of the first pyramid schemes I actually saw on the internet. I'd go around to these people's places and I'd literally set them up on the computer, get them going on the internet, connect to the internet with the dial-up 33 or 14.4 modem, and they'd say, and they'd pull out a piece of paper and they would go, I want to go to this address, and it was Fortuna. I can't remember what happened to that one, but it was a pyramid scheme. I would have, and now Christchurch is quite a small city, I would have set up at least 10 people who went and bought a computer on hire purchase and who were going to watch themselves grow as the pyramid got bigger and bigger. And that's amazing for a small city to have 10 people that were doing that. So these schemes aren't new. These are scammers who do it professionally, and they have a history going all the way back to the Noah's Ark and it's disgust me. Right, so let's carry on. I don't think there's too much more. There is quite a bit more, but at the moment they're just trying to push WEWE Global down your throat, and they're trying to say it's a platform that's got everything, and the whole world's going to be pivoted on this platform, and it's just a load of rubbish. All right, he just sort of criticised people like myself, and he called me politely a doubting Thomas. Now, if you have a look at my website, what I do is I collect information about each of these Ponzi schemes. Now, currently I'm investigating over 50 Ponzi schemes and scams that are happening, and they're all very much the same, hence why I'm so rampant at it. So far we've got WEWE Global and LYOPAY, and you can see here I've gone through and I've collected documents. Also, I've copied all the warnings that I can get, and I keep notes of their locations, where they are. That's Michael, I can't even pronounce his last name, Michael Farrell, and all the videos that you see that WEWE Global, LYOPAY have, I've actually copied them and I've got them there. Then what I do is I find the people that are marketing it. So currently, there's 12 people that I've been building a database on who are actually actively marketing WEWE.global. And every single one of them, I have enough information on them to know that they are dirty, disgusting scammers. And if your name is there, well, then you can email me and tell me why you think it's not a scam. And I'd be happy to go onto a tube cast with you, and actually you can explain to me how come you don't feel that WEWE is WEWE, number twos, number ones, is a scam. And I'd love to have you on a YouTube. Anyone that's part of WEWE Global, and if you claim this isn't a scam, you know, rather than saying that I'm just out building numbers on my YouTube channel, why don't you get on a Zoom meeting with me and let's record a tube cast, which will go on my YouTube channel, and you can tell people why you say that it's not a scam. One thing I would recommend, if you are willing to do that, is please provide evidence why the 7 companies that you have been registered as in different countries of the world don't actually have a physical address and are currently using empty buildings and churches as your registered business address, which would be quite interesting. And if you do have any hardware, then I'd like to know things like, where do you keep this hardware? And have you got any proof? And well, like I said to Steve, which I'll play at the very end of this, our phone call again, is have you got any happy customers that have purchased hardware and it's working for them? Can I speak to them? And he said, no, privacy, can't do that because it doesn't exist. This company is scammers. Anyway, back to my message. I'll see you in a few.
Now that is exciting. LYOPAY, or the first neobank. What's a neobank? It is
funny. Recording this live at the moment. He's talking about how many people understand how the car works, and do you lift up the bonnet and study the engine. So what he's basically saying to people is you don't need to understand how crypto works. You just need to purchase the crypto platform of your choice from WEWE Global and you're good to go. So he's obviously catering his speech to the people who are heading into retirement. Funny story, just been looking at workshop mode. This is, what's his name, Diego, and this is his Instagram account. And obviously he's driving a very flash car, and this was posted about 6 hours ago. So I just mentioned this earlier on in this video, which you may be privy to. And I posted a message, WEWE Global, LYOPAY, Crypto Scam Alert, FMA flags as Ponzi and pyramid scheme, multi-level marketing. And I posted the link to the video I did last night. And ironically, which I do want to show you, is just now I've been banned from his Instagram account. So these guys know what I'm doing, which is a bit of a laugh. If you are on the internet, you can actually go to my YouTube channel. Now, if you really want to help me warn people from being scammed, go to my YouTube channel, subscribe and hit the bell and be notified when my new videos go out. I've only got around about 4,000 subscribers at the moment, and I'm making a massive impact. I've had people thanking me for all the work that I'm doing and also helping expose these Ponzi schemes. Now, the best way to do that is click on videos. And in the videos, you can see all the other videos I've done on Super One. I've done Steve McCullough. I've just done a big campaign. I've done 6 videos on him. I'm obviously doing a big petition at the moment. There's going to be a video coming out after this video all about Sam Lee, who's agreed to sign the petition to say that corporate has actually scammed everyone. So he's going to sign a petition saying that corporate. Now, the video I've got right next to that is We Are Corporate. Now, Sam Lee, Ryan Jew, Jaden Wee, and 2 Kevins are actually corporate behind HyperVerse. And now Sam Lee's saying he's going to sign a petition to say that he wants people to go after corporate when he is corporate. This is how stupid it gets. So you can see I've done over 200 videos exposing Ponzi schemes. Des Amy. Now, he claimed to have a whole building in one of the big buildings in the UK. Now, the UK Mirror went to interview him and he Skyped off to the toilet. Since then, he's ripped off his YouTube channel, taken down his Instagram followers of 40,000, and he's shut down Amy Finance Academy. And now he's on there promoting one of these Ponzi schemes in videos with Susan Lawrence. I mean, I follow every single one of these guys and I basically document them. So this is the one I was talking about earlier on. See, it's called Coin Market Bull. Now, I just got a notification today from someone telling me that the guy that started up that Ponzi schemes is now starting up another one. And they just rebrand themselves, rinse and repeat every time. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. So last night I produced this video. And this video has got, he's the richest man in the world, the whole 9 yards about everyone that was involved in coming to Christchurch, New Zealand and scamming people. And it's pretty good traction for a new video. When I was doing HyperVerse and it was really going off, my videos were getting 5,000 or 6,000 views each. Currently, we're getting about 300 to 1,000 over a 3-week period. This one here has had 359 views in less than 24 hours. So it shows you that this company is big. Now, all the Ponzi schemes we've been busting, NovaTech, WEWE Global, and HyperVerse and Hibernation are the biggest 4. And it's just interesting how much traction. Now, the reason that is because HyperVerse trained up a lot of their sales team. HyperVerse froze all the money. No one could get any money out. They're all trained up, ready to rock and roll and sell ice to the Eskimos and sand to the Arabs. And now they've jumped ship and diversified and gone off to other platforms such as WEWE Global. And Kalpesh Patel, he has been one of the main instigators of HyperVerse. He left because he was disgruntled. He made millions of dollars out of HyperVerse, and now he's actively promoting WEWE Global. So there's no doubt about it, these guys all do the same. But what you can do to help me is hitting that thumbs up button, because 50% of the traffic of these videos actually comes from within YouTube. So when you finish watching a video, it comes up with all these little wee suggestions of things that you could watch next. And if you do watch those next, where is it? Oops, I'm just going to go to the end. Then that's these videos that pop up here are suggested to people who are watching other videos. So that's sort of how it works. The other thing you can do, if you do appreciate what I'm doing, I don't make hardly any money out of my videos. That message is because I'm getting a denial server attack at the moment. So if you go to my website, don't be too concerned. It's just that they're trying to get my website offline. But on my website, when you get there, at the bottom right-hand corner, there is a lovely cup of coffee. I love coffee. Keeps me up awake. So you just go to that orange button in the bottom, click on that button, and it'll pop up, and you can buy me a cup of coffee for $5, and it's much appreciated. Every bit helps, keeps me off the streets. But that basically today I've had 8 cups of coffee. So it's not a big thing. It's something I do need to do is earn an income from doing all these videos. Right, so let's get back to LYOPAY. Obviously Diego is onto me. He's banned me from his Facebook page, but as I said just a minute ago, why don't you get on a Zoom meeting with me and let's record, and you can tell me why I'm full of shit if you think I am, and you can prove to me that your company is real. But in the meantime, let's carry on listening to these idiots. All right, an interesting part that he just said. He said only 3.7% of cryptocurrencies are compliant. Now, my video that I did do last night, which I just had there a second ago, in there I talk about compliance and how they aren't compliant. So if you're looking at my video, you can click on the show more. And I do long form videos. So you go down the bottom here and you'll see all these icons. Then you click on view all. When you click on view all, you can actually go through the different chapters of the video. So in here, you'll see the screenshots that I put out there. So here they are at the moment in the meeting telling us that they are compliant. This part here of the video was actually showing you the 7 countries that they say they have registered businesses in. I'm just going to turn the sound down on that. And if you go through this video, you will see that I have the compliance analysis. And it talks about the risk level of dealing with this company. And it's just absolutely, that's the church, and that's the location of one of their places. So theoretically, they're operating WEWE Global from a church, and then we showed other businesses that have exactly the same business address as they do, and it just gets ridiculous. But yeah, remember that. Hopefully that's some use to you. But they are talking about compliance like they're compliant, and they're not compliant. They're just disgusting people that make up smoke and mirror companies to fool you into thinking you're getting to be involved in something that doesn't exist. So don't fall for it, kids. Well, this part of the meeting is really rich because they talk about trust. And he said if you don't trust people, he reckons it's the #1 currency on the market at the moment is trust. And it's talking about him trying to build trust. He's looking you in the eye, you're sitting in the audience, and he's saying to you that if you don't trust people, don't do any business with them because you need to have trust. So I just did a quick search for WEWE Global NZ. Now, when you search for WEWE Global NZ, the first thing that comes up now, thanks to a crew that we have behind us, is the warning from the FMA. The second thing is a brief article that someone has written, basically exposing WEWE as a crypto Ponzi scheme, and that was in Stuff newspaper. The second one is deheck.com, because I've been doing this for a while, so I'm third in the list when you search for WEWE Global NZ. And then you've got behind MLM. And then we have Trustpilot. Yes, Trustpilot. Go write a review about WEWE Global. Warn the nations, because literally all the other scams that I've been busting use Trustpilot to get authenticity. And literally they'll have 1,000 people write reviews within about a month. They get their community to do it. They have what they call community rewards. And that's where you get on social media and you post things, tag them, and they get rewards for posting positive comments on the internet. That's how they're combating. So if you go in there and write a 1-star review, it will go awesome. Now, I wrote a 1-star review to the Novotel Christchurch Airport website, telling them I was disgusted in the fact that they hosted this event when they knew there was a warning out there from the FMA. Now, when I turned up there at the event an hour before it started yesterday, they didn't even have a sign up pointing to where the WEWE conference was doing. So they knew something was happening, but they continued to take the money and they didn't cancel the event. We're on a mission at the moment. Any event that they are using to host WEWE, I promise you, anyone that is hosting an event for WEWE Global, we're going to write bad reviews about your hotel for hosting such an event. You need to start researching the type of people that you're having at your events. It's not rocket science. So here we go. We've got scoop.co.nz, they're talking about WEWE.global. Businessdesk.co.nz, they're talking about FMA warning. Newsroom are talking about. So now, how do you feel about trusting these companies? Now, if you go to my website, you can see that I've got a page here all about WEWE.global. And once again, I've wrote a blog about got to get that right. WEWE Global comes to Australia and New Zealand. So that's quite exciting, really. So that means that if we search for WEWE Global Australia, wonder if we come up. And look, here I am, #2. And also Stuff comes up as well. Eventbrite comes up, but Eventbrite is promoting the events. And Trustpilot comes up. So if you want to do something about stopping these scams, by all means, go to Trustpilot, write a review, and don't read the other positive reviews, because I can tell you now it's coming from people. So there's one one-star review, and that's from me. You can see that here. This company came to Christchurch, New Zealand, trying to push this Ponzi scheme. We managed to get them listed on the FMA, and we certainly did. So that's fantastic. So yep, so WEWE.global, if we just search for WEWE.global in general, what do we find? We find, well, I'm in New Zealand, so the results are going to be slightly different, but basically the same type of results. So that is a victory that we've really tarnished. So we're the first country in the world to label WEWE Global as a Ponzi scheme. So there will be many more happening. And we're on to Australia now. And we're going to go to Australia and make sure that the Australian authorities realise that WEWE.global is a Ponzi scheme. Rightio, we'll carry on to the next part. So excellent. What he just said was a laugh. He said one way we build trust is by we believe that we are compliant, audited and transparent. Isn't that brilliant? So they're going to talk about the audit that failed. Now, just so you haven't, I don't know if I mentioned about audit, but they're going to say they got audited and they passed. They didn't pass. They did get a high percentage, but literally you can use a little bit of code, go out and get a certificate to say you're compliant, and then you use the rest of your code if they have any, and it looks like the whole lot's compliant. But the little bit of code they did get got not a bad score, so I've been told by some experts. But overall, they can change the code. And that was one of the things it failed on, the fact that the code wasn't concrete. As I said earlier, they had a white paper. The white paper is 91 pages big. It's more of an advert. It's a brochure. And you can read through it all, but you'll get bamboozled because you're not meant to understand it. Just like you don't look under the bonnet of your vehicle and understand how the engine works, but you still drive a car. You don't need to know how crypto works, or you don't need to know how this company operates. But if you go to the biggest crypto coin in the world, which is Bitcoin, their white paper is 9 pages. So theirs is literally 10 times larger, which means it's just a friggin' stupid, flowery document that means absolute shit. Glad I got that off my chest. I'm going to carry on listening and see what else we come back with.
Just simply decide which hardware.
Okay, so now he's talking about the hardware, and he's talking about cloud-based hardware, which I don't know how you can have cloud-based hardware, which is going to be a virtual server, but they're going to look after it all for you. Now, this ain't rocket science. There is no cloud-based hardware. There's no cloud-based functionality with WEWE.global. And I tell you, even if there was and they had one computer, I can guarantee you they'll be selling the same computer to people multiple times. So the hardware option and the cloud minting just is using terminology to bamboozle people. That's what that part of the meeting was all about. Don't buy into that. Now I've got a friend of mine that was mining Bitcoin and Ethereum. He had his own computers in his house. He was making $8,000 a month from mining his own crypto. His power bill each month was $4,000. Now that was when crypto was at its peak, and I think it was up to New Zealand dollars. I think it was around about $90,000 for one Bitcoin. So now it's all fallen over. It's unsustainable to pay $4,000 a month in power to mine Bitcoin that ain't worth that much because the price of electricity hasn't changed. So a lot of these other scams that have been minting in the past, because that's where they believe the money is, these guys have been doing what they call fundraising, crowdfunding campaigns. And this is where the Ponzi schemes and they hire the multi-level marketers come into it. I don't want to go on too much, but there's a company called Super.one, and Andre Christensen is the owner of that company. He run me up drunk one night begging me to take my video off because he reckons that I'm killing his business. I didn't know anything about him until somebody who invested $100,000 with him was crying that they had lost all his money and they wanted me to expose him. So I did some research and I found out about him. Anyway, he was telling me that I said to him, look, Andreas, you may be running a legitimate company, but you've hired multi-level marketers to promote it. And he goes, I don't like multi-level marketing. I hate them, except I need them to drive money. That's my way of doing crowdfunding. So this is what these companies do. They might even have a legitimate thing, but they're using crowdfunding and they're deceiving people. Now, if LYOPAY, if I added up that correctly, 47% of any money that gets paid into it, any money for anything, is given away to affiliates, people that refer you into it. So you've got all these idiot, greedy people walking around saying, if I got an opportunity of a lifetime for you. Now, HyperVerse was giving away 52% of the money before it even went to the platform that was theoretically building a metaverse. As I said earlier, Facebook, $15 billion they've spent building their version of the metaverse or the ecosystem. And they've just laid off 11,000 staff, but due to lack of interest. And then you've got these small Tinkerbot companies coming along thinking that they're going to build their own version of the metaverse. They're going to build their own version of the blockchain. They're going to have cloud minting. They're using all the terminology, staking. You can buy... Oh, it just overwhelms me even talking about it. But they're just full of shit. And at the end of the day, the ecosystem is really set up for gamers. People want to live in a virtual world and go in there and play a game. That's what the ecosystem is about. It's not about mum and dad investors having a safe place to go on a holiday in the ecosystem. It's just ridiculous. So anyway, that's just another little bit of useless information from Danny. Oh my God, he's just spilt the beans. Rightio. So you pay $500 and that will give you some cloud computer in the sky that you will never see, never touch, never feel, never taste. And then once you receive 3.5%, because it's gone up since I last learned about it, of the money back. So you put in $500, I think it works out around about $1,700. They are going to pay you out in 925 days for being part of WEWE Global. So it's not anything about mining or minting coins. It's all about just having a product so they can say to people that this is a pyramid scheme rather than a Ponzi scheme because they have physical products. But they don't have a physical product, do they? No, they don't. They have cloud-based system. They reckon they also are going to give me, I could potentially buy a real computer, a real piece of hardware, and they're going to drop it off my doorstep and I plug it into their system. Now, my friend that I just talked about a few seconds ago, he was paying $4,000 a month for his Powerball, and he's making $8,000 a month out of minting or burning, mining for crypto. He said the graphics cards that you need to buy used to be quite cheap, like $600. And now they've gone up to like $850. And to have that many computers lined up in a row, you need to invest in some pretty serious hardware. I cannot see these guys for $500 dropping off a piece of hardware, or $1,500 dropping off a piece of hardware that would be capable of mining any crypto. So it's just idiots. But what they're obviously doing is exactly the same as HyperVerse. They're literally telling you to invest whatever amount of money, and then in 925 days, they will trickle you back that same money you paid in. So just to put it into layman terms, because theoretically you might be trying to get your head around this, I put in $1,000. Now they are telling me that if I put in $1,000, I'm going to get $3,500, I think, $3,500 or $3,000, whatever it is, back in rewards. And they are going to pay that back to me at 3.5%. Oh, I could be wrong. I think it was 3.5% per day, which basically means not in maybe 250 days, they run out of money because they're paying me back with my own money. So they're hoping that I will refer two people who will do the same and so forth, and then they'll be able to keep paying me. That's a Ponzi scheme. That's how it works. So terrible, terrible, terrible Ponzi scheme. Do not get involved. Nothing to do with cloud minting, cloud computers, and nothing to do with mining. There's no such thing as be able to book your hotel with these people. It's all bullshit. And it's just, they don't even have products. They've got affiliations with other people who might be able to book your hotel. And it's just ridiculous. I did see an advert today where WEWE Global was doing a getaway retreat in Thailand. That actually made me laugh. That was an advert I saw. So it's all about the community they're trying to build. And the community are the people that are receiving the rewards. It's just ridiculous. Now, there was a lady I was listening to today on a video, and she claimed that they were just about going bankrupt. She had mortgages that were over $1 million, and she put when COVID happened, she put her house they stopped their mortgage. I don't want to go on too much. And basically her mortgage went from $1 million to $1,070,000. She joined WEWE Global and she managed to pay off her mortgage in 8 months. So listen to stories like that all day long. That was some Australian. Love to know who she was, by the way, if anyone knows who I'm talking about. We're trying to find her at the moment. I've got people actually out there putting help requests. If you go to David Farrier's website, you'll find a lady, or the person trying to find out who that lady is. A good website to go if you're looking for information on this is David Farrier's website, which is called webworm.co. He did 3 articles on WEWE.Global, and the very first one, you'll see a big quote from me and how I felt about it. I'm going to be on the radio on Monday afternoon, so if you want to switch into Radio New Zealand around about 2 o'clock, I'm getting interviewed by Sam, and we're talking about these dirty, disgusting companies. All right, let's carry on. Interesting. He said, whether you love it or whether you hate it, this is here to stay, and this is the way of the future. What excellent. He just explained a little bit about their packages, and I've got them open here. But what they're basically saying that if you, is that pounds? It must be pounds. Put £500 in, then within 1,050 days is the contract period, and you have to pay service fees, an activation fee, and I'm not sure, but he said something which isn't listed here, which is crazy. But I looked at this other program they had here, and it tells you're going to get 4 times your reward. So it must be if you use their coins to purchase it, and it's 900 days. So this is the one they must want you to do. Additional days, don't understand it all really, but honestly, I specialised in the Ponzi scheme HyperVerse, and just to be clear, I've never invested in anything to do with Ponzi schemes. I have played around in crypto. I got about $600 out of crypto, my crypto experience, and I bought some coin Shimu Inu, and I made a lot of money real quick. When I say a lot of money, I made $600 at 10x, but I bought them when it was about 5x, which is quite exciting. But you can see these platforms are all about times and your rewards. Now, if you are buying a computer and you are minting, then why have they got this reward system all around it? This is the Ponzi scheme of it. If you guys want access to this ever, let me know. I'll take some screenshots, but this is just disgusting. And I'm pretty sure after this video goes live that I will lose access to my account. And if you're not familiar with the other schemes that I bust, which is HyperVerse, they changed over from HyperVerse to HyperNation, and they made everyone buy an NFT for 100 USDT to get access to a portal like this. And then when you got access to the portal, the only way you're ever going to get any returns on your investment, when it wasn't an investment opportunity, was literally to buy a package worth 400, 800, and 1,200. And then they were going to do the same rinse and repeat, which they did with HyperVerse. Now, HyperVerse was a $4 billion scam, and literally everyone who didn't get left their money on the platform, who couldn't figure out to get their money off, basically lost their money. And I've got a Tron scan of a withdrawal from HyperVerse. I'm still trying to figure out whether it's the real deal, so I don't want to shoot myself in the foot, but it was just short of $900 million got taken out of, it's owned by the OKX exchange, this crypto wallet, and I've been told by people that it's actually come out of HyperVerse. So the big transaction of nearly $900 million got taken out of HyperVerse. So these companies do get millions of dollars, and they can make a lot of money, but don't let them make a lot of money out of your life savings, or don't invest anything. Don't even give it a go, because it's a straight Ponzi scheme. All right, go back to the other screen and let's go on and listen to the other bit. So he's basically said whether you like it or not, it's here to stay, and it's just a roller coaster and you're along for the ride. I don't know how he can come up with that claim if you haven't invested any money, right? This company is disgusting. I'm just looking at I decided to go buy some, click on buy, and I thought I'll just read the terms and conditions, and I just got to show you this. So would you read this? Okay, I'm using 2 fingers, and I'm going through the terms and conditions, and I'm up to a third of the page, okay? And I'm still going, and it's small font, don't forget. Now, are you going to read all this? Terms and conditions, and is this standard? I mean, really? I bet we get to somewhere, returns and policies, really? Do you really want to be part of a company that's terms and conditions basically look so complex? We've got, let's see how many we've got. We've got 44, term number 44, migration terms, multi-service box membership, acceptance. It's just absolutely shit. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that. We're through the first part of the meeting. Steve, the guy I talked to, has mentioned, and this is I wonder if you want to listen to some of this phone call that I had with him last night or the night before.
Hello.
Oh, how you doing?
This is, I'm good.
Hello. I think I pressed the button twice.
Hello.
Oh, how you doing?
This is, I'm good. Who is this?
My name's Danny.
Danny.
Yeah.
Oh, Danny, go back a while, right?
Might do.
Where did we meet? Have we met?
Not for a while, but you might know Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Yeah, I sent you a text.
Okay, I believe he's in my team.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, go on.
Oh no, I was thinking about attending, but then I received this email from Jonathan, and he told me not to attend because he said it's been flagged as a potential Ponzi scheme.
No, my friend, I can guarantee you. But look, one way to definitely find out, I believe, is to attend. There's no obligation on your behalf to do anything, right? There's no obligation to do anything.
Anyway, I'm not going to put you through the misery of watching that. If you want to watch that full recording, please go and watch my last video. I'm getting a bit tired. It's Friday night. I'm wasting another Friday night trying to bust another Ponzi scheme. I don't know why I do this. All right, so I'm going to put you back on hold, which you don't know, and then I'm going to listen to a little bit more and see if there's anything worthwhile telling you about this meeting. The script of this has actually been tidied up by one of my colleagues, and I will probably put a link to the script on a Dropbox so that you guys can listen to the whole script. I could literally read it to you just to prove I have a script in case you think I don't.
Some of this information might be a little bit technical. I'll try and dumb it down a bit. And this is a new presentation, by the way, as a new slide deck that will be available very shortly if you haven't downloaded. So some of this information is probably a little bit technical and I don't want to confuse people too much. So I'll try and...
So we have the complete script for the whole meeting and also a recording because we're very clever. But I'm not playing that on my YouTube channel because we're very clever. Anyway, if you know anything about YouTubing, you'll know why, but I'm not going to tell you why. So I'm going to have a listen to, I think it's Tony now. And Tony was the guy that chased me out the door and trying to stop me. So that was a bit of a laugh. Anyway, so let's have a listen to, I'll have a listen to see what Tony says, and then I'll tell you what I think they're trying to manipulate you into doing. All right, they just changed speakers. They've gone on to Tony, and he's going to rave on about cloud minting 3.0. But before it even gets started, they're already starting offering out new packages, and they just keep putting these carrots in front of people, and it's just a big sales pitch. I'm getting a bit tired of doing this. I think I've done my job. This is an hour and a half of me in front of a computer, and I think most people fall asleep about now. So I'm just going to have a wee listen to anything that I feel is worthwhile you listening to, and I'll reverse it. But at the start, we've basically learned all about WEWE Global. This is not a crypto opportunity. This is a straight Ponzi scheme where they're relying on people paying and buying a membership. And as far as I can see it, looking at this straight away, you've got 500, 1,000, 2,500, 5,000, 10,000, 25,000, 50,000, 100,000 you can invest. As soon as you put your money in there, they're promising you that you can log into the back end and you can watch your rewards grow on a daily basis until your money runs out. Then they're hoping that you would have referred somebody else and this would have just snowballed away. And that's basically how it's working. All right, so let's go back to my other screen and I'll put you on pause and hopefully that's about it from me. I'll just have a quick listen to see if there's anything else that you need to know about WEWE.global that isn't blatantly obvious, right? Post comments, ask me questions. I will tell you the answers. There's no doubt in my mind that this is a dirty, rotten scam. I have been busting. I've done 200 videos. I see them. They're all exactly the same. Not one of these companies have actually managed to last the distance. There's no reason why WEWE.global is anything else. We've checked out the companies. They have fake addresses. These people have said themselves that they're not even crypto guys. One of them's an engineer. I forgot what the other one was, but they're not crypto people. And here they are on a stage. They've done presentations all their life. They're just promotion salesmen trying to get your crypto, and then it'll all fall over and everyone will moan and groan. At the moment, I've got 500 signatures on a petition, people who want to sue the corporate team behind HyperVerse, and they don't even know who they are. So I've done research and I've managed to find 5 names who are on corporate: Sam Lee, Ryan Ju, Jaden Wee, and 2 Kevins. And I've actually managed to find out who one of the Kevins is. So this is disgusting. And this is why these companies exist and grow, because people don't believe people like myself. Honestly, with my hand on my heart, I have saved people from losing millions of dollars by watching my videos. I've only got 4,000 subscribers and I've made a massive impact. I'm the crypto Ponzi scheme avenger. Hey, look, it's Friday night. I've had enough. I've had a very long week and it's been quite an experience, I tell you. I don't need to listen to the rest of this. I've had enough. I think I'm just going to call it quits. I really value you as a subscriber and I do value your comments. And most of all, if you hit the thumbs up, it's just going to make my life a lot better and easier. And these videos are going to get better. Thanks for watching. And if you do click in the description, I will update it when I get the full transcript, and you can basically have a listen to the whole meeting. You can have a read of the whole meeting. I'm not going to put the recording online because I don't want to break any copyright rules or privacy rules, and I don't want these videos removed off YouTube. And there's no reason why they can, because we've kept it pretty clean. All right, if you want some evidence, then why don't you go back? I also will put the phone number of Stephen and anyone else I can find in the description, and you can ring him up and ask all about it. Sounds like a plan to me. All right. Hey, thanks for watching. I'm Danny DeHeck. I'm the crypto Ponzi scheme avenger. I striked again. I think I've got to get myself a costume as well. All right. See you next time. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, how you doing?
This is. I'm good. Who is this?
My name's Danny.
Danny.
Yeah.
Oh, Danny. Go back a while, right?
Might do.
Where did we meet? Have we met?
Not for a while, but you might know Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Yeah, I sent you a text.
Okay, I believe he's in my team.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, go on.
Oh no, I was thinking about attending, but then I received this email from Jonathan, and he told me not to attend because he said it's been flagged as a potential Ponzi scheme.
No, my friend, I can guarantee you. But look, one way to definitely find out, I believe, is to attend. There's no obligation on your behalf to do anything, right? There's no obligation to do anything. So I believe the best way is to get there and get the facts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I
get the facts because go on.
After I got the email, I did a bit of searching, and and there's a lot of people involved that were actually involved with HyperVerse. Are you familiar with HyperVerse?
I am absolutely familiar with that. I never was in it, and the reason why these people are now, some of these people are in this company is because this is a legal company. They got obviously they were not treated correctly because look, I've been in the industry for many years. Sometimes companies don't do the right thing by the people, and the people can't. The people can't help it because, I was in the past in a company like that did not do the right thing, and I resigned. But that should not be a reflection on me when all my intentions was to, help my family and help other people. But so I would encourage you to attend.
Yeah, but when I looked into it a bit more, I couldn't find any income stream other than from referring people. Like, it looks like just a multi-level marketing company. What income streams does the company have at the moment to generate income?
Sorry, I didn't understand that. Say that again.
Oh.
Well, first of all, let me say we're not selling financial services. We're actually selling physical hardware. Like when you buy something from us, you get a tax invoice, you get the terms and conditions of your contract, and you will actually receive the physical product. Okay, so we are not selling financial services, as I said in my message, to be registered with any authority. We do not have a single red flag in any jurisdiction. We've got three offices in Dubai.
Yeah.
One of our projects is backed by the royal family of Dubai. So I can go on and give you all these facts, but there's a lot of slander on the internet. There's a lot of haters.
But if it was legitimate, why would there be so much slander?
Why? Yeah, but the thing that you need to understand is who is, okay, you need to see who is behind the slander. Where are the facts?
Well, a question that would be interesting to me, because you say that you've got hardware. So do you have like server banks and are you selling mining computers?
Yeah, physical hardware, minting, not mining. We're not doing mining. We are the latest technology, because mining, as you know, you will get an electricity bill that it will be bigger than the rewards that you receive.
So where's all the hardware?
Machines.
Where's all the hardware?
What do you mean?
Like,
what do you mean? What is the hardware people will receive at home and they can use it?
So if I had $50,000 to invest in your company, what would you recommend I do with it?
How much did you say?
50,000.
Okay. You can invest, excuse me, that's a wrong word first, okay? Because we're not an investment company, and I can prove that to you if you get the opportunity to meet. But you can purchase cloud minting hardware from €500 all the way up to 100,000. My recommendation to you is to have a look at the hardware, look at what rewards they will give you, and you base your decision on that. I have a team of a lot of people that are earning daily rewards, okay, that they can convert into Bitcoin instantly, and none of them have even built a team or referred another person. You can do that, but you don't have to. First of all, it's free to join our platform.
But
it's free. You don't have to buy anything.
I had a look at the website, and I looked at the very bottom, and it talked about how you pay people massive rewards for referring people into it, and that just that's definitely multi-level marketing.
Massive? We're not. We don't pay people massive rewards. I wouldn't classify what we pay massive. What we pay is rewards that are sustainable, because the company at the end of the day needs to survive.
But don't you pay 10% per month?
10% on average. 10% per month.
So where does the money come from? Where does the money come from, though, to pay that money? Because, I mean, this is a typical, like from an outsider's point of view, people, like you can invest $100,000. Now, if somebody referred me into WEWE Global and I paid $100,000, the person that referred me, going by what you've got on your website, could potentially receive 20% of that.
Can I stop you? Can I stop you there? I mean, why are you talking to me about referral marketing? All I'm telling you is that I can earn rewards passively. I buy minting hardware, physical product.
How do I know you've got physical computers?
What do you mean? What do you mean? How do you know that I've got? We've got.
Look,
what do you want me to?
I've done a bit of training on psychology, and whenever you ask somebody a question and they're making it up, they repeat the question. So, excuse me, but if I was going to invest hardware, where is the hardware that I'm investing in kept? Where do you store the computers?
You're not investing. You're not investing with us.
Why not? Is that because you're not allowed to use that word?
Hang on, I'm just getting another phone call. Look, all you got to do, and all you can do, it's your option. You can come there and you can throw all the questions you like. Other than that, I can't say anymore. I know I've got hardware because I've got hardware.
But I'm asking you where you keep. I'm asking you where you keep that hardware. Is that not allowed to be known? Like, where do you keep your servers?
What do you mean when we keep the hardware?
Well, you said I'd be buying physical. I'd be buying a computer. You said I'd be buying physical. Sorry.
Yeah, once you purchase it, it will deliver to you. It will be delivered to you. We've got warehousing. We've got third parties. We work with third parties, with external. I mean, I'm sure you realize we're in 2023, and there's a lot of services are outsourced. by many companies, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what we do.
So have you got someone
We've got
that's
3 offices
purchased?
in Dubai.
Have you got somebody who's purchased your hardware I could talk to who's actually making a profit out of it?
There's a lot of us that are making rewards out of what the production of our hardware.
So I'm right because I haven't.
I'm not going to give you names of people. You know, I mean, that's what about the.
Well, I'm not going to give you
gonna names of
$50,000 if I don't have some proof.
Well, you don't have to.
But you're telling me that if
you
I
don't have to. You
no,
contact
but
me.
you've just told me that if I give you money, you're going to deliver hardware to my door. Is that right?
No, I did not say that I am going to deliver. I said if you decide to purchase the hardware, not just you, just with anyone that purchases the hardware will be delivered.
But who's been?
You've bought anything online? Of course you have. So I think we, you know, we're going around in circles here. You order something online and it gets delivered to you, right?
But what do I do with it? This is what I'm asking. If I spent $50,000, I'm going to have 10 computers turn up on my doorstep. Then what do I do with that hardware?
The hardware gets connected to the blockchain and it gives you rewards.
How?
Right? It's a minting. Do you understand what minting is? What do you mean? What do you mean how?
Well, I mean,
What
so
do you mean how?
I
You want me
buy.
to explain to you how blockchain? You want me to explain to you how blockchain and minting works? I can't do that.
Yeah, I understand how the
I'm not the guy who knows the nuts and bolts. Okay?
No one
I'm
does
not the guy
though.
who develops the hardware.
No one does know about the nuts and bolts,
Tony,
unfortunately.
listen, look, you're quite welcome to come, and if you decide not to come, once again, that's your decision, my friend. Look, I'm about to board a plane. Okay,
Diego.
So,
Is Diego coming tomorrow?
excuse me.
Is Diego coming tomorrow?
Of course, Diego is coming,
Excellent.
and he'll be happy to talk to you if you're there. Why don't you come there and ask him questions?
Do you really want?
We can't be more open than this, right? Why don't you come there?
Well, you haven't really been open.
How transparent? How transparent is that? Come there.
Yeah.
Why don't you come where we are?
Well, I'm the
Come where
crypto.
we are and you ask the question.
But you overtalk me all the time, mate. So you haven't really given me an opportunity to speak. But that's okay. I'm the crypto Ponzi scheme avenger.
Because you rang me, and
You don't even listen to what I'm saying, do you? You didn't hear what I said then.
Yeah. Sorry. Listen, we gotta go.
No, you didn't even listen to what I say. I enjoy my article.
Come and see us.
No way. I don't invest in Ponzi schemes. Have a good night.